The UK is no longer playing games when it comes back to blockchain, DLT, stablecoins, things like that. And I do think that it's because we are witnessing the race around crypto happening globally. And it's a silent race. Like, a lot of people are just not paying attention to this because of price action. And that's a good thing. Guys, don't underestimate how important it is to be there in the party before the party officially starts. It's one of the most comfortable things to do. It's one of the, in my opinion, best parts about being early, because you get to witness everyone show up, everyone start to celebrate while you were already celebrating before the party started. And what I really mean by all of that, and when I really kind of look at that analogy, I mean, we are in one of the biggest revolutions in technology, in finance as a whole, that's going to reshape literally everything around us. We are here before the crowd. We are here before the trillions on top of trillions on top of trillions of dollars enter this market. And it's a silent major revolution that people are just not aware of. And it kind of goes back to the whole idea of like people believing that finance already changed because you have front-facing apps like Venmo and Cash App and PayPal that kind of mimic the idea that like money's moving fast, but it really isn't behind the scenes. But I come back to this announcement going all the way back to October, which got updated on the 2nd of this month, and it's stablecoin payments a priority for 2026 as the FCA outlines growth achievements. Now, you guys already know that I talked about this back in the beginning of the year, but like I said, this got updated just recently. And we have here that the FCA has set out ambitious new growth measures for 2026, including supporting UK-issued stablecoins to provide faster and more convenient payments. Again, this is the UK. Tapped in with stablecoins because they want more convenient and faster payments. A clear signal that the UK is ready to advance their payment system to the new technology. And by the way, if the UK is doing it, yes, the US is going to be doing it too, because they do have a full-on integration between the two. Here we have that announcement, which by the way, Ripple was a part of. Now, the update that we did get on the 2nd was mainly just what's happening here. So you have unlocking capital investment and liquidity, accelerating digital innovation, reducing regulatory burden, making it easier for firms to start up and grow, and then improving exports and inward investment. So yeah, they are really pushing forward on this. They are advancing this. Now, why exactly are they doing this? And what big update just happened? Well, we have here that, now the UK's FCA has proposed allowing retail investment funds to allocate up to 10% of their holdings in crypto exchange traded notes. The most bullish part about this is we have over here that just in the UK's FCA proposes allowing authorized funds to hold crypto ETNs up to 10% of scheme property for UCITS and retail schemes. This is institutional doors opening wide for crypto in the UK. And if we're looking at the, key things here. So yes, we do have the ETNs and the we have the key part of the big announcement, because again, like this is like the main thing, because again, it's just showing us that retail and institutional players now have more access for other crypto asset linked products, including in other jurisdictions with even ETFs and things like that. Like, I think that this is going to be a pretty big update. I think that's going to provide a lot of overall exposure, maybe even volume and value entering the market a bit more. But that's like kind of the main thing with this. Again, it's just another step in the right direction that the UK is making to support crypto as a whole and really kind of expose, just investors into the crypto market. And this is up to 10%. So that's definitely a large portion. But on top of that, we also got another big push from the UK. And it was actually highlighting Japan and South Korea. Because when it comes back to Japan and South Korea, they have near zero rates and they are pushing retail money into alternatives. When banks offer nothing, people find yield elsewhere. Happened with FX, now it's happening with XRP. This is Ripple's APAC VP seeing it clearly. The infrastructure is already being built. This is why the UK is advancing things. This is why you're starting to see a big push on crypto and around crypto around the world, because you already have names like Japan and South Korea really pushing retail money into these alternatives. Also, they're supporting crypto in a big way. They're already regulating it. They're already advancing core initiatives for this market. But check this out.
Not just developing countries that face a lot of these issues. So in countries like Japan and Korea, we see retail holders of, in our case, of XRP as a store of value and looking for that next piece. If I look at Japan, Japan is the largest retail FX market in the world. Why? Because they've had a lower negative interest rate environment for decades now. So it would be really, really great for them to have digital access in real time to alternative assets and investments. And this is a path that we see. So individuals, organizations now and treasuries looking to hold stablecoin as a store of value, regardless of their starting point and their geographical starting point. I have to say, usually in US dollars, we not just...
So yeah, I mean, like, we are seeing so much movement around all of these countries, around all these nations, and it's because they see this as the future of finance. Again, the UK is advancing their stablecoin initiatives. Why do you think that? Because they want to play catch up. They know that now is the moment to really shine in this game. But also remember that Ripple already has FCA permissions to scale Ripple payments in the UK. We have here from Chartner TA, interesting, while the 10% fund allocation cap specifically regulates retail investment funds by buying crypto ETNs, Ripple's regulatory green light from the FCA represents the institutional infrastructure side of that exact same UK crypto framework. And yes, they already have this locked in. This is why I keep saying, like, Ripple already won across the board. We just have to wait for things to catch up. That's it. Here we have that announcement. Ripple receives FCA permissions to scale Ripple payments in the UK. This is all through an EMI license with the FCA, and this is giving permissions to allow Ripple to expand its licensed payments platform, giving UK institutions the ability to send cross-border payments using digital assets seamlessly and efficiently. Like I said, Ripple is already locked in. They're locked in on every single step of the way. Here we also have Ripple successfully secured both an EMI license and also a crypto asset registration from the UK's Financial Conduct Authority, the FCA. This is from Chad Steingraber. These authorizations enable Ripple Markets UK Ltd to scale its end-to-end cross-border payments infrastructure and allow regulated e-money and digital asset services to institutional clients across the United Kingdom. And here we have the key details. So the operational capabilities allows UK banks and fintechs to utilize Ripple's licensed payments platform for fast, efficient settlement using digital assets. Then we also have the regulated compliance integrates Ripple into the FCA's anti-money laundering and also know your customer frameworks. Current constraints under FCA requirements, Ripple is explicitly restricted from offering services to retail clients and cannot operate machines that automatically exchange crypto assets for fiat money. Right now, at least. So again, all the institutional players, all of the big bankers and things like that, like they already have access to this. They already have the green light across the board, which is pretty significant. Obviously retail locked out right now, but slowly but surely we are getting there. But we already know that the UK is ready and Ripple is right there. It goes all the way back to that early on proof of concept from 2017 with the Bank of England with Ripple. Like, this is a big one. This has been the biggest one that I've focused on for a very long time. Obviously, it's almost 10 years old, right? But it's all based around cross-border payments and how we can advance cross-border payments and payments in general in the UK with the Bank of England. And then we fast forward to 2026, April 30th, Beyond TradFi and DeFi, accelerating digital capital markets in the UK. This is from Ripple's official website, by the way. And they're advancing how the UK pretty much, takes control of crypto. We have here that, but to become a leader in the financial markets of the future and capitalize on current advantages, as the financial services hub, the UK needs to move with greater pace and strategic purpose. This is all based around blockchain adoption, tokenized funds, on-chain repo markets, and digital collateral, because they are becoming part of the mainstream financial activity. So if the UK wants to become a leader, the moment is now. They need to lock in, because the US, the EU, the Singapore, and even the UAE have all taken different approaches to crypto and stablecoin regulation, offering valuable lessons. The UK now has the opportunity to adopt a framework that is competitive, proportionate, and internationally relevant. And that's why we look at the FCA's Advancing Crypto Roadmap, the HM Treasury's Wholesale Digital Market Strategy, and also even the forthcoming regulatory regime all point to the right direction. Because the UK can lead here, only if they lock in on the right technology, only if they lock in on the right digital asset infrastructure. And Ripple is already building that infrastructure layer for the next generation of financial markets, because they offer everything that the UK would need to have that major position in this new world of finance. And then I look at what's been happening around the Bank of England. Like, for example, on May 19th, we got an update, and this is from Sarah Breeden, Modernizing Money and Markets. This is the Deputy Governor of Financial Stability. As technology evolves, Sarah sets out the bank's vision for UK finance, a robust multi-money retail payment system that promotes greater competition and innovation, and a multi-asset, multi-currency approach to tokenizing the markets of our global financial center. We have built the foundations, and together authorities and industry must now deliver enduring change. Guys, tokenizing the markets of our global financial center. This is coming from the central bank in the UK officially. Because we are now at the time where these new technologies like AI, blockchain, DLT can all be tapped in to not only visualize a new financial system, but realize it. Here we have our vision for retail payments and wholesale finance in a more tokenized system. Tokenization has real potential to improve retail payments and wholesale finance. Shared ledgers, updated near simultaneously across all parties to a transaction, could make payments and settlement faster and cheaper with fewer intermediaries, less operational risk, lower costs, and shorter settlement windows. Smart contracts, tokenization, like this is the move. And here we have atomic swaps can extend delivery versus payment and payment versus payment settlement, already common in equities, bonds, and FX. So money and assets move at the same time to a wider range of retail and wholesale use cases, enabling a broader range of assets to be monetized easily and even intraday. Oh, why am I bringing up 10-year-old documents? Because this was all based around atomic settlement. This use case is literally all based around atomic settlement. And now you have it being brought back up in question around atomic settlement, because the atomic swaps is very important for equities, bonds, FX, all those things. And if the UK wants to have that greater role as a global financial center, now is the time to lock in on tokenization, on DLT, on blockchain. And that's exactly what they're trying to accomplish here. And it's not just this, right? Like, they also have this announcement from January 29th of this year. The sky's the limit, shaping the UK's digital financial future. Sasha Mills. Because again, like, tokenization, digital securities, like all of these things are at the top of their priority list. Because again, the UK has led in a big way. They definitely have. Like, they are a leader in FX. But if they want to continue to be a leader, they need to innovate, or they will simply be left behind. Which also takes me over here to May 18th of this year. The FCA and the Bank of England set out shared vision for tokenization in UK wholesale markets. This at the same exact time that we just got a big update regarding the FCA around stablecoin initiatives. And now we also have, crypto ETNs now being able to hold, like, this is authorized funds being able to hold crypto ETNs up to 10%. Like, yeah, it's because they're preparing to go live with this technology, all being tapped in around, tokenization and DLT. UK financial firms can now adopt tokenization and DLT with greater confidence, as the FCA and the Bank of England, the Bank of England set out a shared vision and seek industry views on the future of UK wholesale markets. Like, they now are getting the green light from the FCA and also the Bank of England. Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. Like, people still don't realize what type of world that we are moving towards. It's a 24/7, 365, always on tokenized digital financial system. And some of the winners already were chosen a very long time ago. And I also come back to like Project Meridian. Like, they already tested this technology. They already trialed this technology. The same way that they already trialed Ripple and XRP back in 2017. Guys, the connections are already there. The breadcrumbs, all you have to do is follow them. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video.